Today is National Eat What You Want Day. One of my favorite foods, well, treats, is ice cream. So today we're going to make coffee ice cream 2 different ways using cleaner ingredients. Our first recipe will require 2 frozen bananas. So what I did is I sliced up 2 bananas, I spread them out on a cookie sheet, and I popped them into the freezer overnight. When bananas are blended up, they give a nice, smooth, creamy texture, and I love them in ice cream recipes. They're so good. You'll also need ½ a cup of milk or a milk substitute. I chose an unsweetened vanilla almond milk for mine, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla, and ½ a cup of Lifeboost coffee. That needs to be a strong brewed coffee or a cold brew, your preference. I chose Highlander Grog. Our Highlander Grog has a nice subtle sweet taste to it, which is going to be so good in this ice cream. Let's see here. So, to make this recipe, so simple. You're gonna take your 2 frozen bananas, pop that into the blender. You're gonna take your milk substitute and dump that in there too. So remember, ½ a cup. And you could, use different variants of that too. I know there's dark chocolate almond milk, things like that. That would be awesome in an ice cream recipe. Your 1 teaspoon of vanilla and my ½ cup of Highlander Grog. And all you're gonna do is blend that up real well, throw that into a freezer safe container, put a lid on it, and freeze it for a few hours. All right. So we're gonna pour this in. Go ahead and let that refreeze for a few hours. And then when we're ready to eat it, we're gonna take it out, let it soften a bit before we scoop it out. Okay, so for our second coffee ice cream recipe, we will need 2 cans of full fat coconut milk. I found an unsweetened coconut cream that I chose to use. We're just gonna scrape off the fat content off of the top of these. These need to be refrigerated prior to use, or at least popped into the freezer for about 10 minutes so that that fat content can separate from the liquidy, watery stuff at the bottom. You will need also 2/3 of a cup of pure maple syrup, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla, and 1½ cups of strong brewed or cold brewed coffee again. And like I said earlier, I'm still going to use that Highlander Grog for this recipe. So super simple, just like the last one. We're gonna dump everything into our blender here. Go ahead and put my 1½ cups of Highlander Grog, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla, 2/3 of a cup of pure maple syrup. And guys, this is gluten-free, vegan, paleo-friendly. So a nice treat no matter what your diet preferences are. And we're gonna scrape off that cream. Nice summer treat for National Eat What You Want Day, but any day, especially for the summer. All right, let's blend that up. Okay, now that I have this all nice and blended up, we are going to pour it into our freezer safe container. Oh, this is so creamy. And again, we're gonna pop this into the freezer for about 4 to 6 hours. And we'll remove it about anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, just enough time to let it soften just a bit so we can scoop it out. And that's that. All right, so I have allowed both of our ice creams to freeze overnight. I did take them out probably actually more like 15-20 minutes ago to allow them to soften up a bit. They were very frozen. Just some notes, the recipe that we used the frozen bananas with, that one would be better if you were to blend that right away with the frozen bananas and then eat that without freezing it. It's still good, but it's more of like a slushy texture instead of a creamy texture. That milk substitute kind of iced up instead of got creamy like our the coconut milk got creamier, like an actual ice cream. So I'm gonna scoop these out, just let you see some of that consistency here. This is the coffee recipe with our coconut cream or coconut milk, canned coconut milk, whichever you use. And it definitely looks more like an actual creamy ice cream texture. And it has a nice flavor with that coffee in there. And then this one is the one that we did with the bananas. It's gonna be more of like a smoothie almost flavor to it, because you will taste the bananas a little bit, but it's seriously so good. Both delicious, just different flavor profiles and textures. So, and I've also went ahead and grabbed some of our vegan chocolate syrup that we made from our syrup video, and we're just gonna top that ice cream with this. And just drizzle some of that vegan chocolate syrup over the top. And you have yourself a nice vegan coffee ice cream. Put some on our banana one too. And of course you can add additional toppings if you want whipped toppings, sprinkles, nuts, whatever you'd like. But look at this. It looks beautiful, and I know it's going to taste beautiful, and it has the same consistency of actual ice cream. So yeah, enjoy.